Hi everybody, welcome to Greg's Workshop. Been doing a bit of work today. As you can see, we've got a bit of work done on got the burners welded in. Right, I just sat them back in so everyone can see. I've got the nameplate across the front done. That's here for my workshop. I've got the refractory done in this door. As you can see, got a little crack in it. Well, I can wipe that up. When I'm doing the interior here, that won't be until tomorrow. I still haven't got me matting for here. The KY, the Keno wall, whatever they call it, to put in here. Because these walls are really thick. I've got the stand to make. I've got the stand over there. I'm going to put a runner in underneath this. Once it goes on the stand, underneath comes out and slides up against here. So you can pull it out to about here. And when you push it in, it goes right up in here. It goes out the other side where you can use it on the other side as a smaller door. You can close this door right off and it'll lock. It's going to have a ball lock in it, if I can find any. And I'm going to get this done with a handle. I'm going to pass it to Black Bear Forge if I can, and see if he can make me a handle in the shape of a dragon that I can fit to the door, to the front door here, and the back door is the same, but it's only half as wide. It's a smaller door, so it's not such a big opening, so you can shut this one and close it off and open that one up the first, or you can leave this opened like this and it'll just blow the heat out the side. But what else? I'm going to see if I can get him to make the dragons. That I'm going to give him I'm going to write the measurements down here for the door, which I think I've done once before, but I've got to take some bend on, okay? I'm on. I haven't got the air compressors in the inside. Kids, they just come barging through. Don't let them just come barging in. I said, and cause me grief. Yeah. These are a certain measurement. But why is it not red? This much white. Now, we're going to get a tape measure. And I hope to do these things so everybody can see them. Right. Things are still a bit warm. Oh, that's all right. Right. I'm going to do these in metric. The 240. to the outside. 240, 240 by 210. Right, we got, that's the size of the door. 240, 240 from that side to there, to there. Now we go from this point to this point, which was 210. 210. Right, from that point to that point. 210. Right. And 240 at the bottom. 240. As you can see on the tape measure, 240 is up here somewhere. If they need to convert it to inches, it's 8, 9, 9.5, nearly 10 inches. I think I'll just get my little inch tape here. There's an inch. Yep. Right. It's 9.5 inches. 9.5 inches. So I'll write it underneath, which is 9.5 inches. 9.5 inches. And the other one's 210, which is 8 inches. 210, which is 8.25. And there we go. 8.25 inches. That's the width way. It's been cut down. 8.25. And then this one is 9.5. That's the area that the door is. I will be doing the back one in a sec. I'll have to carry these around to see the back. So we do it in metric and in imperial. That way it's done so everybody can understand it. So 240 is 9.5 inches. 210 is 8.25. That's roughly. It doesn't have to be that big. It can be 200 long, 200 wide, a dragon with wings, and somewhere where you can make it like a door handle with a dragon head and feet. So you put him on here with his feet, and the body comes out away with the handle, and the head will be down, facing down towards the door or up, whichever way they want to do it. When they finished, they bill me through PayPal. They send me an invoice through my email address, and I'll pay for it through PayPal. It will come back to them under my missus's name, because her name's, because I can't read or write, and she does all that sort of stuff. When I do my stuff, it's totally different. I gotta go through our account on eBay. So I'm gonna finish off this. I'm gonna do this in a minute. I've got to make a frame to go in here, which is 3 inches, a bit over 3 inches deep. Yeah, a little bit under 3 inches in there because of the thickness of the wall. Yeah, it's a bit over 3 inches, but the 3 inches will be just under 3 inches of thickness of refractory. This one's right up here, it's 880. It's just under 80. The bottom is just under, it's just a 7.5, 75, 70, 70.5, 75 there. I've got to make that frame to do in there, and then I've got to, when I do the top of the refractory, I've got to turn it over, put the end in this end, turn him over, close the door, turn him over on this edge, and turn him off the face here, so the forge is sitting, the door's shut by the forge's weight. That way I can pour the refractory in and do the bottom, do this side. When it dries, I turn it over and do the other side. And then I put the base back on after I weld all the clips in and get all the stuff ready to put in. I weld the base back on, and then I load everything that's got to go in here through this, through the door. And we get it everything's welded in there, all the stuff clean, ready to go. I'll run a bead of weld right around it and pour the refractory and let it dry. Give it a good 3 to 4 days, maybe 5 days drying time. I will put a bit of heat into it through gas heater, so it doesn't get that hot. It just, I don't want it to explode. I want it to dry everything out. See, this is still moist underneath. I soaked that refractory in there and it's still wet, so I got to let it dry slowly. So I'm going around the back here and see what we can do about, I'll shift my welding lead. Go over here for a second. Shift me. Right. Well, I don't know whether I can turn this around. Well, there we go. Right. Right, there you go, people. You should be able to see that now. I'll check before I start doing anything. Right. I'm trying not to do any welding today. I've got nothing but pain in the arse welds. So this is written on here. We just do an update. $230, 9.25 inches. It's 230 wide. Or 230 or 240? 230. Metric. 9.25 wide in inches. Right? Paint gun's a bit low. At the pump, I pump too much. Right. I do it in metric, which is 240. Yeah, 240. 220. Yeah, 220, 230. 230. 2, 3, 0. From that corner to this corner. Right. I think it's 5 inches. 5 inches. It's 5 inches high. From corner to corner. 5 inches. It's 5 inches up here. 5 inches. And 230 mil. Yeah, 5 inches. And what did I write 30 there for? 230 by 130. That's 130. See, my dyslexic playing up on me again. 130. Right. The pen's rubbing a bit, so this is 230. And 1/4 inches for the top. 9 1/4 inches for the top. Alright? Now Black Bear Forge, I can't remember the guy's name, but he's done, I said he'd make heaps of stuff. I think he's made dragon door handles before. If he wants, I'll tag his insignia on the back of this is open to whoever does the door handles. I will get them to send me their insignia tagged out of a piece of steel, and I will mount it to the back of here on the back side of my forge. That they done the work for the hinges, and they will be seen every day on my channel. They will get a rundown description fed to them on a plate like a good afternoon dinner. Right, now see, I've got this one done a lot of check cracking. This is different. This is a lot different than the other stuff in that bottle. I've got to wait for this to fully dry, and then I'm going to scrape it and clean it. Run over it with the little scraper here and take all the excess stuff off. And then I'll file the edges, get in here and clean it all up. And then I'll wipe some more of this other stuff in here. This is supposed to be £2 tin. Now, I put £2 of this stuff in there, and I done the big door at the front. And it's done the same way, brushed everything in. This used a lot extra in the base because the wall soaked it up that bad because it was so thin. So I'll get my old rasp out. So I use Barry's rasp. We're doing crap on horses. Here's an old one. And I will file them down and go over the top. Righto, everybody. So if you're leaving a comment, if you're going to leave a comment, please do, and tell me what you think of the dragons on the door handles. I reckon it's going to look cool. But there's another thing I want to get done. I'm going to put the dragons on the side. A big flat cut one, and they can put the scales on it, whatever, as long as they've got enough room to put a spot weld on there for it to hold it before I paint all this. And one on that side, one on this side. When you open the forge, I want his mouth to be opened here. Take up the big space and open up. And when you look at it sideways and the flames are coming out, it looks like it's coming out of his mouth. I reckon it'll look awesome. And that way, this is for myself. I will not be making a dragon forge for anyone else. They want a dragon forge, I can make them the forge, this part. But it will cost an arm and a leg. Because this is heavy. It costs too much money. They'd have to be a pickup and in this country. They send everything dry, the frame, to be welded. I ain't got a CNC machine to cut the frames. Better off I did. I could get these cut, the holes cut, everything cut, ready to go. All the pipes, all the fittings on them. You can just bang them together and weld them up. Door handles, the doors, everything, and the hinges are already done. The doors can be made the same. See, this door opens this way. On the other side, that door opens out this way. So you've got a direct line. See, I got this here, but when the hook comes out, the hook will be here. It'll have a little bit of extension, so it comes out and you can put something on here. You can lift, you have a little bit of a slide rail with a bolt on it, so when you lift it up, it'll be level with this. So when you put your tongs, your piece of steel in, it goes in. And you can cook whatever you want. It'll blast away. I think it's capable of forge welding. I'm not sure. I hope to be. And that's what I want to do with the sides. These are, if I can get someone to make them, they can go on a 19 by 13. The front, the side pieces are 19 by 13. They're 19 inches by 13 inches. Nineteen inches long, 13 inches high. Right, it's both sides, they're exactly left side, right side, that's an F, 19 on the length, and 13 H on the height. That's all you need to do. And the bottom door is from the center of the door to the top is, so we make it 28.5 inches. We'll make it 8.5 inches from the doorway. From the center of the door, 8.5 inches. Center of the door is 8.5 inches from the top. From the top, bottom, middle, bottom, middle of the door. Everybody is, what did I say? 8.5, 9.5, 8.5 inches. 8.5. 8.5 inches. I hope you can get that read properly. Same on the other side. For the other side, the door is a lot bigger. As you know, you've seen it. It can be from the centre of the thing. So we go down half a 19, which is half a 13 is 5.5. We come up 5.5 inches from the top. 5.5 inches, that will be the centre of the other door. Centre of the other door is 5.5 inches on this side. 5.5 inches, mark it on this side. From the top to the bottom of the door, the centre of the door. Everybody knows what the centre of the door is. 5.5 inches. 5.5. 5.5 inches. That's where the dragon's mouth can come out, in the middle. It can come open pretty wide. This one here, it'll open up fairly wide. On the other side, that's the side the dragon's got to come out on, this one. This one's got to go out the front. This is 5.5 inches. That measurement is 5.5 inches over on this side, at the front. So I'm trying to explain it. I said, I'd have to draw a bloody plan and send it to them. I don't know. Everybody's got the measurement. If they have any trouble, they can send me an email and I can help them out with the measurements on a plan, and I'll fax it, I'll get it, box it back and send it. I'll draw the plan and send it to them. I'm not a tech drawer, I hate technical drawing. But these measurements, the door frame, the dragon will be small dragon on the back here. As long as I can get my hand in or got a tongue and grab a hold of it to open it. These are all got a spring loaded ball up in the, see? This will hold solid. Once the ball goes in there, it lifts it up and holds it solid. So, I'm trying to do my best here, everyone. I said, I really hope to have this done and fly it up in another week or so. I had to order the roller refractory, should be here soon. It's the last thing on the order. I've got everything else. I said all I got to do is weld it to get put the refractory in, do the roof, do the top of the furnace, then put the bottom in, the sides in, both sides, and then roll it over on its back. Weld the plate in after I weld all the catches that I've got to put in so it holds the refractory up, holds it down on the bottom, and I put the bricks in, CO wall bricks. After I put some wet refractory in, brush it all in, join all the bricks up, leave it for about half a day, put it on the heater so it dries that brick bottom half down, so it sticks all the bricks together, makes them one solid piece again, and then I can put the other layer of KY, I think it's KY, KO wool or something. Yeah, the heat proof wool. Put that down and then push it underneath the clips where it all been held, and then pour a refractory over it and get it right up to where it's got to be. Level it the best way I can, level it right up nice and neat. Both sides like it's dead flat. Then lever, turn on the heat and let it go on the heat for about 6 hours, let it get hot, heat it up, and that'll be the end of that. And then I can slowly heat the temperature up. With any luck, within 3 weeks I should be able to have the doors, have the dragons, because I've got to have them before I finish. The door handles and the dragons for the side. If Black Bear Forge can't do it, he might know someone who would do it. I don't know any blacksmiths in Australia. I know where there is some, but I don't know them personally. I don't know Black Bear Forge neither, but I've been a subscriber to his channel for bloody years. I watch him like a hawk, religiously. I learn a lot from that man. It's like me, like I say, a person who knows more than me knows a damn lot more than me. You learn from people. You watch, learn. Now, I'm going to go over these measurements one more time and then we're going to go. The door measurements for the door for the dragon is 9 1/4 inches wide, 230 mil. If you needed a metric, it's 5 inches high, 130 mil high. 230 mil long, 130 mil high. 5 inches high, wide, and 130 mil. Right. The top of this dragon is over here, which is 5.5 inches to the centre of the door, on the big door on the other end. And the door on this side for the dragon on this side is 8.5 inches. 8.5 inches to the centre of the door on this side. He's 8.5 inches. Centre of the door, 8.5 inches. 8.5 inches. From that side, from the dragon's mouth, got to go there. On the other end, the dragon's mouth on the other end, where the door opens. I will show it on the other side. When it gets to that part. This piece here is the centre of the door on this side at the front is 5.5 inches. The centre of the door at the front is 5.5 inches. 5.5 inches at front. No, I'm not going to write at front. 5.5 inches. Everybody knows that I'm writing 5.5 inches from centre of the door. Right? The door's a lot bigger. Now, the sides of these are 19 by 13, long in height. Both sides are the same. Dragons can be both sides identical if they want, and they can just swap them over. But the mouth on one side has to be different. The face, the head has to be in a certain place there, and then up there in a certain place. Because this hinge here is smaller. See, where I put the door right up to the top of this one, I didn't do it on this one. Yeah, I didn't do it on this one. Because this door mainly stays shut. Unless I'm using it right through. Or I need a smaller item. But it will have a slider in here that comes up to here with an adjuster on it, so you can lift it up higher than the door. So it sits in there. You can drop your piece of steel in, it sits on the inside. It comes out to about here. That piece of steel, you'll probably be able to hang on to it with your glove. but it's for heat treating and for making panel parts that I need to be hot, red hot to be able to bend them, because I ain't got a gas axe. So this will be the best way of doing it, because I can shape it and then bend it into shape and then clean it up and let it air dry, air cool, and then temper it back if I got to. And that'll be the end, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have to call it the end of the video. I hope you're all being safe. Anybody who wants to send me a gift or help me with the projects, and my email's address underneath. And if you want to go through PayPal or send me something through PayPal, you can go through, just follow the email address and it'll take you straight to PayPal, and you can send me some, buy stuff or pay me some money or whatever you want to do. I would most appreciate some help. I'm getting a bit on, sometimes I'm a little bit down in the dumps because I don't know what I'm going to do next. I'm trying. At least the videos are going back together now. The boy's still working on his motor and that, still waiting for the head. So I'm going to say sayonara, and I will catch you on the flip side, and I'll see you all later. Why did this turn off? Let's see what happened.